Hey guys, today I'm making a video on the Peavey PA-300. Um, this is a huge amp. Like, most amps will fit in my cabinet I have right here. This one does not. Below it is a PV-200, which I'll get to soon. And this is easily probably about half a foot to a foot longer than it, and this is a huge amp, and it's, I don't know, it's 300 watts of solid state power. So, I mean, if you're running it as a bass amp, it's definitely usable. I'll be playing guitar and bass through it right now. A noticeable absence, most PV amps have a master volume, master treble, master bass. This one does not. This is just clean all the way up, and it gets so loud. It is just treble and bass, there is no middle, but it has real spring reverb and high and low inputs. So, I mean, it is versatile. This one right here is currently rocking the original 2-prong power cable. You can tell that because if I go like, it gets a lot louder. So hoping I won't shock myself right now, but you know, we'll see. These are anti-feedback switches. It's a very subtle tone difference. I'll try to detail it, but it's really tough. I'm running it into a 8-ohm speaker right now, but I would assume that anything above 4 ohms is fine. So 4, 8, 16 is probably all good. And I'm now running through the both back inputs. You could probably run two 2-ohm cabs together, but it's only 300 watts, so it's not that much that you're driving. I'll just go through this with bass and guitar and try to get you all a good feel for it. Let me just set up the camera so I can get a good view of the amp while I'm doing it, and I'll see you in a little bit. This is about as good of a view as I'm getting, but anyway, here's on guitar. I'll turn the reverb all the way down and treble and bass at noon, volumes at like 3 or so. Turn the reverb on to get you guys a taste of it. It's pretty powerful. You can hear it a little bit right there. Move it up to about 5. And right about there, you're starting to get like worship sounds. Let's say move it about 8. There's surf, and then up towards here, it's just ridiculous. But anyway, all the way up on reverb is kind of fun, but I usually like it around 3 or 4. Go to the low input right here, and so about 5 on the volume on the low is about 3 on the volume on the high. It's about 4 on the volume on the high. Once it gets up to about 3 or 4, it starts getting really sensitive. I think that these are linear taper pots or something like that. But once you get to like once you get to the region where volume difference starts happening, it happens quick and fast. But Turn the treble all the way, I mean bass all the way up. You guys probably can't hear it, but it is pounding. That is so loud. Treble all the way up. It is really powerful, and that gets so bright. I'll turn on the anti-feedback stuff now. And this is not really noticeable to you guys, probably. Let me turn it up some more. But anyway, that's very loud and clean. But you guys can probably hear that noise. Turn on the anti-feedback. And it gets lower and more muted. So basically when you turn the high anti-feedback on, it like kind of mutes the treble and brings it down to about mid-range. When you turn the low anti-feedback on, it like really silences the lows and mids. Both on at the same time, it's very muted. Maybe if I put some more treble in here. It just really reduces the noise. It slightly reduces the volume, so I mean, but if you're using this for like a vocal application or something like that, anti-feedback is probably really good, because if you're running into like treble frequencies with a microphone, it'll feedback like crazy. But I'll power it off and I will switch to bass really quickly. And I mean, I am not really going to sing right here because I suck at singing and I don't really have a microphone at the moment because I traded it. But this is a PA, so I mean, you know, you can run your phone through it if you want to on Spotify or whatever, but I prefer using guitar and bass with it. And on bass, I mean, you're obviously going to have to bass all the way up. But anyway, on bass, I mean, obviously it's a little bit quieter than it would be on guitar, and there's less treble frequencies going on. But for bass, 300 watts is enough for a club gig, and it doesn't weigh that much, and it has built-in spring reverb. So it's not the worst thing. Anyways, these are really cool amps. I wanted to document it because they're just really rare out in the wild, and finding one is like finding hen's teeth in a haystack. And that analogy sucked. Anyways, they're really rare, but they're really cool, and the anti-feedback is a good idea, especially for, you know, what's supposed to be a PA system. But even on guitar, and bass, it's really usable, and I can bet that there's a lot of stoner and doom musicians who, running pedal boards into this, they would love it, because it's Peavey, old Peaveys with these style knobs are just so brutal and mean looking, and it's a good aesthetic. They're huge amps, they don't weigh too much, and they are loud amps. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I guess my final review of this would be that there are definitely worse things you could spend your money on. And if you can pick this up for $50 or $100, I would say go for it, absolutely. It still is not going to supplant my personal favorite, the PV-200 PA, because that is a master volume and transistor breakup is really cool. But I still think it's really cool, and I would definitely go get your hands on one if you can find one for cheap. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and like, follow, subscribe, do whatever. And I will see you later.